we go.
That's a fucking healthy pour. Thank you, sir.
You ready?
I'm ready, buddy. Are you ready?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go.
It's been a minute.
Uh-oh. Oh, there it is.
Oh, he got it.
Problem and clock started.
Still got it, bud.
It's been a couple days.
It's been a while.
Welcome back, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Now that we got that out of the way.
Welcome back, and a special happy birthday episode to my partner in crime here, Mr. Medbury.
It is today, and and there's no days off apparently for working because I was like, it's my birthday, I don't want to do anything. And JJ was like, shut up and record.
Yeah.
So here's to 38. Here, cheers, brother.
Cheers, bud.
Ooh. It's pretty all right.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Ooh, yum. What's been happening, man? How's life?
Oh, man. Busy.
Yeah?
Busy. So we went on our cruise, all of us.
Yep.
Then we came back. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. And we scattered to the winds.
Yeah. Which we usually do after a week of fucking hanging out.
Yep. Kendra, we got to the airport and realized that our flights didn't exist.
When JJ was like, Kendra said their flights don't exist. I'm like, how? Like,
yeah, it was.
How does your return flight not exist?
It's awesome to have them say that. So
yeah,
Kendra went to 2 work conferences,
right,
back to back,
in Texas.
One in Texas and then one in Pasadena this last week.
Okay, yeah.
So she's been everywhere. You guys have been traveling.
Yeah, I did. I did the Kentucky Bourbon Trail because it was something my dad wanted to do. So me, my stepmom Laura, and my little brother Zach, we all did that.
That's rad.
It was fun. It fucking packed. Like, we could only get into a couple of places. Like, everywhere else, they were all booked up. Fucking wild. It was the middle of the week.
Is it, though, like when we all went to Paso Robles? Where you had to make, like, an appointment to get a wine tasting?
Yeah.
I'm assuming. It seems like it's incredibly popular.
It is. And the Kentucky Derby, I believe, is this weekend coming up. So they're getting ready to be busy on top of busy. They, the guy said, we have like 4 things that we're known for: bourbon, horses, baseball bats, and college something. I don't know.
Slavery.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't look back in the archives.
No. Let's see them.
So hit some good spots, man. Hit some places that I really wanted to go.
Yeah.
You know, and some of our favorites, you know, some things that we like. We definitely hit the Angels.
Yes.
And I found out they do a lot of stuff there, actually.
Yeah?
Oh, I took pictures of their building. You'd appreciate it. I'm going to send it to you.
Nice.
I took pictures there. So they bought the building and the roof was failing.
Okay.
So they're like, fuck it. Take the roof off and we'll put all our stills in there.
Yeah.
So they put, you know, these 2-story tall tanks, their vats in there. Mm-hmm. So where they do all the mixing and stuff. And I was like, this is incredible. It looks like a fancy church in there.
That's rad.
Like all kinds of, like all wood, like just like bare wood, you know, just fucking awesome.
That's my jam. I nerd out on all that.
Yeah, that's why I took some. I was like, I got to take a picture for Jack.
I appreciate that. Senior will like him too.
Yeah, I'll send them to you guys.
Good.
What's our order here? What are we doing? We drawing questions? You want to draw a question today?
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've been in the studio.
Yeah, I know, we forgot how to
I'm like,
do
what
this.
are we doing? Yeah, it's weird over here.
See if I get a good one. This is a big one.
A big one. Where's it from? Let's
Big-ish.
see.
Oh. If you weren't doing what you are doing now for a career, what would you do?
I don't know. I really like what I do, man, and I think it's perfect for me. I think I'd probably be unemployed.
Yeah.
Like it'd be hard for me to find something else because I like what I do.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find something that you like to want to go out and do it every day.
It's funny, the other day I realized, I was like, I actually know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable in situations arise at work and I'm always super calm.
Yeah.
And people are like, why are you so calm? And I'm like,
I got the answer, motherfucker. Yeah.
And I got one of my answers will probably work. But we're gonna fix it. It's okay. So I think I'm at the same stage as you.
Yeah.
I would probably still do something in the construction industry.
Yeah.
But I've always grown up in it, and even when I was working in the TV industry, I wanted, if somebody was building something, I was always paying more attention to what they were building than what I was doing.
Yeah, well, it's more interesting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what, I might, if I didn't do this, I might work for Hobby and consult.
There you go.
I think I could do that. I think that'd be fun.
He's asked me a couple of times, and apparently there's pretty decent money in it.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it, yeah. So, shout out to Hobby. Keep doing what you're doing. If you need a couple of people soon.
He keeps hitting me up too, like, so what do you think, Jack? Anytime I'm like, oh, I'm so fried up with work, he's like, well, you can always come over here.
Come hang out. You want to shamelessly self-promote us today?
Yes, sir. YouTube Shattered Wisdom. Please go on there, like, subscribe, watch, review. Instagram, Shattered Wisdom Podcast. I am Shattered Wisdom _Jack. He is Shattered Wisdom _Jerett. We got some dope-ass stickers now. That
they're fucking sick.
That you and JJ got. Yeah. So we're gonna start putting some stickers around, and it's got a QR code on it that will take you to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
YouTube
so we will hand these out. I'm gonna try to go to every local dive bar and anywhere that people put stickers.
Oh yeah.
And load these motherfuckers up.
Oh yeah. I might stick a few on some people's hard hats at work.
Yeah. So if you see them out in town, man, take a picture of them and send them to us. Let us know that they're out there and they're working.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
And if you want to help us fucking spread the word, we'll give you some stickers too. We'll go put them everywhere.
Yeah, tell your friends. Check in on your friends.
Check in on your friends, man. It's fucking important.
I checked in on David the other day. And
the Castro?
The Castro is doing good. And my buddy Brian's good. He's on the mend. Yeah. So he's good. He's still going to be out of work for a bit, but he's better. He's better. Good. Which is good, so. Yeah.
All right. Well, in, I guess, recognition of my birthday today... Why don't you tell these motherfuckers what we're going to be bringing them today?
We're going to talk about getting older.
Oh, yeah.
As Jerett has just completed one more year around the sun.
Yeah. It went fast.
After you have kids, I think your life moves.
Yeah. I mean, you have nothing left to look forward to, right? I mean, it's just work and sports and all the things that just... your Monday, Thursday life, it just keeps going.
Oh, yeah. Well, now our kids are old enough where they're playing, club sports and higher level sports, and that requires a lot of time. In the next 2 weeks, we're going to Vegas for 4 days.
Oh, shit.
But this is practices and weekends and stuff that you're going to. So outside of your normal 9 to 5, if you will, now you have your kids' life that you're running.
Well, yours is like a 4 to 7, but
4 to what time is it? I'm tired.
I was driving down to Pechanga because I had so there's a veterans tournament that I play every year, and we won 3 years in a row. Thank you very much. But
humble brag.
Yeah. Just gonna put that out there. It's a disabled veteran. It's called Think of Vet. It's a good foundation. If you're a veteran and you're looking for an organization, this is a good one. Okay. So they do an annual golf tournament at Pechanga at Journey, which is a beautiful course, probably one of my favorites. So I stayed down there at Pechanga or Pechanga, I don't know how the fuck you say it, whatever. I stayed down there, got a room, hung out, just ate really good, went to the steakhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And then golfed in the tournament, and it fucking rained probably 3/4 of the fucking day.
That's miserable.
And I didn't have a jacket. Oh. Because I had just come off one trip to go to another. I mean, I came home and took a shower and left, and just busy. So... get down there. I'm like, okay, hey, do I have a jacket in here?
No, I got a jacket for sure.
Yeah, 100%, right? 100%. No, none of that. So, and then it rained in Kentucky too, which was fucking weird.
Dang.
So I've been getting rained on a lot lately.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. Oh,
it's been 9 months since it rained here anyway. So.
Yeah. So I don't know how much rain you guys got up here. I'm assuming a little bit.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So that was getting a year older for me. But I don't stay out late anymore.
Oh no, we've talked about this before. Yeah. I am much more of a day drinker than a night drinker.
Yeah, we went to dinner at 5:30.
Yeah, sounds right. Yeah.
And then I would like to go to sleep.
Yeah. I'm down. You want to start drinking at 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
I'm your man. You want to go to the club at 10 p.m.? I'm not there.
One of my guys that I golf with called me at 9:45, and he's like, hey, we're going to go eat at the steakhouse, and then we're going to go gamble a little bit. You want to come down?
9:45 p.m.?
p.m. Yeah. And I said, no. not fucking no.
No.
Just no. Like, I appreciate you calling, but you know who the fuck I am?
Yeah, so we went on a cruise, and it was we left out of Florida.
Yeah.
So I was able to stay up till 11 o'clock Florida time.
Yeah.
East Coast time.
Yeah.
I can do that shit.
Yeah.
I can't.
Did you get some sleep, though? Did you sleep in?
Yeah, I would sleep till like 7 or 8.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's probably relative,
yeah.
but it was like, oh, fuck, it's 8 o'clock. But
Right.
I went to bed.
Like, I missed my day.
Yeah, midnight last night.
So here's the thing about going on a cruise is you power drink because you have to. You pay for that drink package, you're drinking.
So the difference, too, between Carnival and Royal Caribbean is Carnival,
yeah.
our package had 15 drinks.
Max. That's all you could have.
Royal Caribbean, you can just drink as much as you want.
Yeah.
But then having a limited number was like, well, I got to hit it.
Yeah, you have to hit it every night.
And I came close, if not hit it every night. One night I hit it, and we had gone off the boat onto shore, and I had 2 beers, and then came back and had 15 drinks.
And just fucking, yeah. But I mean, it was a good time. Like so for everybody who doesn't know, that was a trip I did with my dad. So we did that with the group that we were with, and then we went and bought cigars. Man, I got a couple of cigars from Great Cliff still downstairs, so we're gonna have to smoke those, light those up, and hang out.
Yeah, it was a very emotional part of the trip.
Yeah. It definitely fucked up my day. Jeremy was there. Jeremy lived his best life.
Wow. There was a lot happening with Mr. Jeremy.
Yeah. So what do we got up here? What do we got going? Getting older. All right. So it's inevitable.
Oh, yeah.
We're all getting older. My son told me today that I'm old. I was like, thanks.
I'll hit you.
Thanks, you fucker. Yeah. So getting older, and you know what, man? It all depends on how you look at it, man. Like, if you age like fine wine, then it's good for you. But if you are not taking care of yourself, you're aging like shit, and you're gonna be fucking hurting. You're gonna be in a bad way. So like anything else, man, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Take care of your friends, man. Look in on your friends. If you find yourself power drinking, not on a cruise, reach out. You have a problem.
Yeah, that's something you should probably look into.
I even told JJ, like, I would really like to cut back.
Kendra and I had the same thing. When we came back from the cruise, I didn't drink for 3 days.
Really?
I was just like, we got on the plane, so we flew to Nashville.
Right, then, you guys took that route.
Yeah, and then Nashville to Ontario, and I was like, you know what, I'll have a cocktail. It's 4.5 hours. I looked at that drink menu and looked at it and looked at it and looked at it, and then I put it down. I'm like, there's nothing on there that looks good at all.
No.
And I got home and I was kind of like, I think I'm done for a minute.
When I went on the bourbon trail, I was like, ugh, I don't want to do this. Like, I didn't drink on the way out there, and I'm like, I'm gonna be wrecked when I go to this fucking thing, right? You know, age and experience, man. Those are 2 things that you have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because as you get older, you can stay dumb, or you can drink responsibly.
That, we all punished our bodies to a certain extent. When I was in college, I would, a freshman in college, we'd buy a 30 rack.
Yeah.
And it was 10 beers on Thursday, 10 beers Friday, 10 beers Saturday.
Mm.
And if you drank more, you bought more, whatever. That's just what we did. But then as you get older and, we drank Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so we punished our bodies a bit when we were younger, but I smoked in college.
Right. Yeah.
I got out of college, I quit smoking, quit drinking like that.
Yeah.
And you go through, we'll talk a little bit later about kind of like age phases in your life and kind of like what it does to you. But you hit a certain age and it's just like, it's not fun anymore.
It's not the thing to do anymore.
Well, and here's, as we're talking about the cruise and talking about aging, if you say, okay, Jack, you're going to sit at home for 7 days.
Yeah.
And you can have 15 drinks a day. And you need to drink at least 10.
Yeah.
For 6 days straight to recreate what would happen on a vacation. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
Which is a lot of situational stuff, right? Like if you go to a place, if you go to like a party place, right? You go to Louisiana, right? You're on Bourbon Street. You're popping in and getting drinks where you normally would not in any other situation. So a lot of it's situational, and we vacation a lot.
Yeah, but we vacation smart, too. As you get older, you start to look at, like, Vegas. Yeah. So we just had a huge work thing at Vegas. Mm-hmm. And a bunch of people were going, and I stayed back because we just got off the cruise. I'm like, I need to stay. I need to watch the job site. I was talking with one of my safety guys, and I was like, you're not in Vegas? And he goes, I don't want to do anything in Vegas. Mm-hmm. He goes, I don't want to Vegas. And he's our age. He's 40. I'm 44, so he's probably between somewhere between. I think want to say he's like 43 or 45, somewhere in there. Same thing. He's like, dude, I don't like to gamble. I don't want to be around all those fucking drunk, crazy people.
Yeah.
If I go to Vegas, I want to go do a show.
Yeah.
Have a really nice dinner.
Yeah.
And go to bed.
Because that's the adult side of Vegas.
Yeah, you can have so much fun. You don't have to do the... Dude, the thought of paying $50 to get into a club. Minimum.
Yeah. Some are $100.
I'm not going to go in there and spend that kind of money. Like, what? I'm $90 in and I have a drink and the music's too loud and I don't want you rubbing on me.
Right.
And this is fucking crazy. Like, that's just a sign of age. Like, the hype and all this shit around that kind of stuff kind of wears off and you see through the lines.
And I think a lot of it is growing up and starting a family, right?
Yeah.
So I think that really calms you down as you age because it's not about you anymore. It's about your family and your people and more than what you have going on. So I think that that helps a lot.
It does. And there's a lot of times you kind of think about like, oh, let's have a party. Let's sit down. Let's get babe. Let's play the pool and have a bunch of drinks. And you're like, but we have kids.
Right.
And what if something happens?
Well, and early on it was, we have to get up in the morning and take care of him.
Oh, yeah?
Like, we can't just fucking neglect that. You have to drag your fucking ass out. And it sucks. And you only do that so many times before you're like, it's not fucking worth it.
There's one story about Kendra. Ella was, like 4 or 5 months old. And Kendra was going out on a work thing on a Friday night. And I was like, hey, I have to work at my dad's house tomorrow. Like, I'm up at 6.
Yeah.
At dad's house at 6:30. Like, she's like, oh, we're just going to do dinner and then we'll come home. Okay, well, they did dinner. And she's like, well, traffic's super bad, so we're going to stay and have drinks. And I went, okay.
Uh-huh.
Like, 1:30 in the morning, a friend of ours, Jason, dropped her off. And I opened the door, and Jason's like 6'6". He's a massive dude, and he's kind of holding her. And he looked at me, and he was like... And Jason didn't drink, never drank.
Really?
Guy that never drank in his life, just one of those people like, I don't need it, I don't do it, whatever. Anyway, I go, okay. Get her upstairs, get her to bed. I go to sleep. She's like, I'm like, hey, go to bed. I'm going to be up at 6 to go to work. Oh, fine. Rolls over and fucking 6 o'clock. I get up, get dressed, go downstairs and get the baby. Ella's a baby, and she's in there all like squirmy and happy and shit. And I walked up to our bedroom and I went, okay, I got to go to my dad's. Here you go. And I laid Ella down with Kendra, and Kendra looked at me like, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Like, you made the choice.
Yeah.
But after that, and I mean, this was almost 14 years ago.
Right.
There have been that many, you can count that many nights on one hand.
Yeah.
You know, that if one of us, Kendra and I too, the thing that we trade off on sometimes, or try to watch each other, is if one's having too much, we'll kind of throttle back.
Yeah, cut back.
One of us has to be fucking responsible.
Yeah. There's a certain point in age where you have to start thinking, okay, I don't need to be hammered, right? You don't need to go to the party and do 30 shots and do fucking, all the things to try to catch up to other people. Like, that's not really fun anymore.
I want to remember the night. Like, we're having a lot of good times. I want to remember everything. I don't want to wake up and feel like ass. I want to have a good time.
Yeah.
But I just want to, like...
Well, I used to hate having to ask people, like, hey, I was on my best behavior last night, right?
Oh, yeah, that's the worst. Like, dude,
like, and there's no videos, right? Like, oh, dude, if somebody's got a video of you being a fucking ass, like, that's forever.
Well, thank God I was in college when we had disposable cameras were the thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, there were a lot of nights like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad was I last night? Some of them are like, dude, you're fine. Other times they're like, dude.
Yeah. Maybe this is the time. Yeah.
Maybe we stop a little bit.
Yeah. So. And young, there's no intervention talks, and like all that kind of shit comes later in life, man, where people are like, hey, you really need to calm down. I feel like it's more socially acceptable to get blacked out drunk in your early 20s. And but when you're in your mid to late 30s, you're like, hey, bud, you're a fucking grown up. Like, you got shit to do tomorrow.
Well, but you and I have been in situations with people we know where they've gotten absolutely annihilated.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember you're standing there in these situations, like, I've been pretty heavy buzz.
Huh?
And then these people, you look over and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not that drunk, am I?
I'm not that drunk. And they just like cause this huge scene. And I'm looking like, what the fuck? And then you click into like parent adult mode. And then you're drunk. And then you're just mad. And
I don't want to have to do that at my house.
Dude, there's nothing worse than having to go, hey man.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys should go home.
Yeah.
Maybe you should this, maybe you should that in your own home. I don't want to lecture one of my fucking friends in my own house.
You should have your shit together before you come to my fucking house.
But on this Vegas trip, we got a lot of young guys in the office. My old director would just tell us, don't be that guy.
Right.
I'm not going to, you know who that guy is. Yeah. We all know who that guy is. Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
So I told all their kids the same thing before they went to this big Vegas thing. They were all stoked. I'm like, you guys have a great time. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
There is no bar tab, which is super dangerous.
Which is the dangerous thing, the most dangerous thing you can tell anybody.
They're gonna load you up with as much liquor as you can take, but don't be that guy. When you come back on Monday, I don't want you to have to look at me and be like, "Hey, Jack."
Yeah. Yeah. Do I still have a job?
We were on one company event, and there was a young guy that became that guy.
Yeah.
And as he was becoming that guy, a bunch of us grabbed him. And we're like, you're done.
Yeah.
Like this, it's not going to get any better.
Right.
We see it. We, us old dogs, see what's happening. But you're becoming that guy, so let's have some water and fucking knock it off.
I'm obviously in sales. I work for a big corporation, and we have meetings, right? We have annual meetings, and we go out for drinks after and food and blah, blah, blah. I've seen people who just started the company fucking annihilated in front of my boss, and I'm like, hey, that's not a good look. Like, we're all here to have a good time. You're obnoxious.
But that's a sign of aging too, is that you can have a good time, but you're present.
Yeah.
But you understand, open bar.
Right.
Versus, okay, it's an open bar. That's cool. That means we can have a good time. Everybody's going to get loose.
Right.
But I'm going to fucking...
Yeah.
I'm still going to stay on my game.
Yeah, and I usually only keep it with the same drinks when I go out. You know, like I'm not mixing. I'm not.
That's
I'm
smart.
not doing all that shit. And I really try to stick to beer. The problem is I get so full. Beer's so filling.
Yeah.
That's what the social settings are about, right? Like to have a drink in your hand is kind of where you want to be. You don't need to be slamming your drink every 5 fucking minutes to try to race or try to be cool or try to look cool, because you don't. All you're telling your boss is that you can't be let off a leash, because if you are, if you do this with him there, what are you going to do when he's not there?
Yeah. Well, what I've realized too as I've aged is that one of the dad roles that I take on, if you want to call it like a dad role, is I'm always like hyper vigilant of what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm always head on a swivel. I'm always looking at everything. I'm always paying attention to everybody and everything. I sit facing doors. I will move my family around so I can sit facing doors and all this kind of stuff. But if I'm on a work trip, like a thing like this, and I've got my staff, my kids that are there, I become like, I'm going to have a good time with you.
No, 100%.
I'm a good time chaperone. I'm your favorite Uncle Jack.
Yeah.
But I'm going to fucking keep you guys, and I'll watch them and herd them and kind of gently, hey, come on, let's not do that. Come on, and I won't get strict and stern, but I find myself just naturally falling into that parent role of like, okay, come on. Like, we're all having a good time, but...
Well, and the younger generation needs to understand that this is not an all-the-time thing. Your boss is not allowed to come hang out with you. It's fraternization. Like, you can't just go have drinks with your fucking boss every fucking Thursday because you want to. Like, these social settings are based on that, and it's supposed to be like a group setting, so stay with the group. Like, do what the group does.
And part of it, too, is a test.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
Is your boss, who's older and more mature and understands all this kind of stuff, is looking at you and going, okay, at some point, I'm going to send this individual out as a representation of our firm.
Yeah.
Let's just see how he does in an in-house party.
Yeah. What shall we touch on next, Jack?
So let's talk about weird aches and pains.
Everything hurts.
Everything hurts.
Everything hurts. So, beds make a big difference now.
Oh, yeah.
And they never did before.
Yeah.
Like, I could sleep on the floor. In the Navy, I could sleep in a chair. Like, nothing bothered me. I sleep fucking anywhere. Now, if I'm laying in a weird position in the middle of the night, I wake up like, oh, my back hurts, my side hurts, my this, my that. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I passed out on a table in Mexico. We went down there for spring break. My friends had a picture of me. I slept on the dining room table, which was big enough for like 12 people.
Yeah.
So there was plenty of space for me. I slept there all fucking night.
Yeah.
And probably got up in the next morning, was like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then you shake it off.
Yeah.
I'm same, dude. I'm same. I can sleep in a different bed for like 2 or 3 nights, and then my back starts to hurt.
Well, for me too, it's pillows. Right, so those super soft hotel pillows where your head just hits the mattress.
No,
I can't do that.
I need a firm mattress or a firm pillow.
Yeah, and that's different now because like fucking Hunter doesn't even sleep with a pillow. Like he'll just lay on the mattress. Yeah.
Oh, psychopath.
Yeah, he's a fucking psycho, and he sleeps sideways. Like he'll turn sideways in his bed in the middle of the night.
Ella sleeps face down, and her feet, if you can imagine, is laying there. Her feet like cross over each other.
Okay.
Like, I walk by and check on her, and her feet are usually out. And she looks like she was standing at the end of her bed, and somebody shot her in the back of the head, like, arms at her side, just like, now I sleep. Bless.
I wish I could sleep face down, man. I can't. I can't do it.
I have fucking heartburn, and if I sleep face down, my heartburn
just accelerates.
Rages.
That's another thing when you get older, too. You will notice that things start to get spicier, and they start to affect you differently. And not everybody. I mean, some people get lucky and they don't have it. But for the majority of us, like, I got to take my meds. Like, that's the fucking... I'm so fucking old now, dude. Like,
oh, dude, your meds, the daily meds, we'll talk about that later. But yeah. I'm same thing, but I know now. You know what's fucked me up? Donuts. Like a glazed donut gives me heartburn.
That's wild.
And I like... Yeah. I would eat like a fucking raccoon. If Kendra would allow me, I would just eat pure trash. Like, I love junk food, but what I've noticed, too, is getting older, like, oh, man, if I forget to make my lunch and I buy fast food for a couple days a week, then I'm like, ugh, I feel terrible.
Well, when you start tracking that, too, it costs a ton of fucking money to eat out.
It's crazy.
Like, it's $10 to $15 a meal, no matter what. Like, it's fucking insane. And I'll even try to, like, order light, you know, like, I like, you know, meals and things, you know, I like the fries and the drinks and all the things, but I'll go without sometimes, and I'm like, God, all this stuff makes a huge difference. If you don't get a drink, it's like $4 less.
Well, but also if you don't get a drink, it's also 400 calories less.
Yeah.
And these are the things that you think about. When I was young, I didn't think about that shit.
No, I didn't give a fuck.
So Green Burrito used to make the Big Ed. And in Temecula, there was a green burrito, and the Big Ed was a 3-pound burrito.
Was that part of Carl's Jr.?
Yes.
Did you have the splits?
Yes,
yeah,
the splits.
Okay, yeah.
And there was a lady in there, she ate 3 Big Eds in one sitting.
Oof.
And the guy didn't believe her, and she came back, and she ate 3 more in front of the owner of the place. He gave her like $1,300, the news article, and shit on the wall. Anyway, I tell you that to tell you this. Me and my buddies in high school used to go, my buddy Carson would eat a Big Ed. He would sit down and eat a 3-pound burrito in one sitting.
That's wild.
Me and my other friend, we would split the other Big Ed. Yeah. But still, we would finish it.
Yeah.
In high school, when we were doing this, I'm like 120 pounds.
You know, and your metabolism used to just kick.
Yeah, but this is lunch.
Yeah.
A 1.5 pound burrito. No heartburn, nothing. Just ate it and then went and had dinner later and then a fucking snack after that, went to bed, woke up the next day. Like, cool. If you put that fucking thing in front of me right now, I was like, this is lunch. You need to eat it.
I'm going to die.
No.
I'll die.
I'll fucking try, but like 1.5 pounds, I'm like, well, I need a couple Pepsid.
Like right now.
Yeah, I'm going to eat some water. I'm going to destroy a toilet later. Like,
well, fuck this place up.
This is the shit you think about now.
Right. Yeah, and it's, you know, I mean, especially with me, like, I don't know if I'm allergic to something in fountain soda or what, but, like, I now don't quit. Like, I'm fucking stupid. Like, I still drink the shit, you know? I'm like, oh, maybe this time will be different. No, I'm fucking running 5 minutes later. But,
it's my favorite thing to do with you.
Yeah, but soda roulette.
Soda roulette. When you get it, Kendra and JJ and I'll sit there. We all look at each other like,
it's going to happen.
Let's get the pool going. JJ's got like 10.5 minutes. Mm-hmm. I'm like 12. Kendra's an optimistic 15.
Yeah. It's wild, man, but that's not something I worried about younger.
No, you didn't fucking think about any of this shit. Here's the funny thing, too. Like going to the gym.
Uh-huh.
When I was younger, you just walk in and you just go.
Yeah, whatever.
Or if you were in like an intramural sport or something, you show up, you didn't fucking stretch, you didn't warm up.
Yeah. You just you just hit it.
Did it.
Yeah.
Now I have to. So I did a dry try on Saturday.
How'd that go?
It went Great.
As good as the last one?
I was slower this time.
Okay. Well, we had just come off of vacation.
But dry try was at 6:30, starting at 6:30 on Saturday morning.
Oof.
Which I was like, I know I'll be up for that, but
Yeah.
set an alarm just in case. No, but I got up and I'm like, I need to warm up.
Yeah.
And I had to like do some jumping jacks and stuff and warm up, and then I fucking stretched.
Yeah.
But I spent like legitimate 10 minutes stretching.
Yeah.
And then drove to the gym to do this thing. And a dry try is like a harder Orange Theory class.
Okay.
You run farther, you row farther, you do a little more, but it's not crazy overboard of what you would do in a normal class.
Okay.
But I spent 10 minutes stretching and getting ready for this. And when I used to go to the UFC gym, I would show up 10 minutes early. And I would stretch and I would roll my gloves out because when I was wrapping my hands, I wasn't wrapping my hands right. And if you wrap your hands too tight when you box, it squeezes your knuckles together.
Right.
And it makes the knuckle on your middle finger protrude. And then all of a sudden, that'll start to hurt.
Because that's taking the brunt.
That's taking the brunt. So but this is shit I had to learn. And other kids just roll in like, oh shit, like wrap their hands real quick and just beat the tar out of a bag. Yeah. I'm like, I got to be here 10 minutes before you and make sure my shit's it's not wrapped too tight, but it's not wrapped right. And I've stretched and I've done this. And like, there was a whole fucking production going into this stuff.
Yeah.
Where before, just show up and go.
Yeah.
Blast and then run out of there and go fucking drink.
Go do something else.
18 beers and fucking live your life.
Wake up and do it again. Yeah. No shit. Jesus.
No, so I think a big thing we should talk about is like stages of growing up.
There's so let's compare it to your palate, right? So your palate changes every 7 years, they say.
Yep.
What do we think? There's 10-year cycles? 10 to 12 year? 15? Was 15? What do we got up here? 13? 13? Yeah.
So they start around 5, but like 0 to 13.
No worries.
No worries.
No. Bro, you fall down the fucking stairs, you get up and shake it off.
Oh, best time of your life. I tell my kids all the time, like, I just want to be able to do this. I'm like, no. You're 10. Yeah. This is the greatest time of your life.
100%.
Like, my kids have slammed. Ella fell off the golf cart one day. The golf cart goes 14 miles an hour. She fucking slammed hard and got up and was kind of teary. And we cleaned her up real quick. And she was like, okay.
Yeah.
If you got my golf cart to full speed right now, we're like, Jack, jump off. I'd be like,
fucking shoot me.
No. 2 weeks
I'm
later.
breaking everything.
2 weeks later, when I got out of the fucking hospital, it'd be terrible. But 0 to 13, obviously, that's when you're going through puberty and hormones, and we're going through that right now, and it's just a lot of tears.
For you, bud. Yeah.
It's a lot of sadness. It's okay. There's a lot of back rubbing and hair patting and tissues, and you're okay. But 0 to 13 is obviously you're learning all your primary motor functions, all your shit. Yeah. And then after 13, you really start to
become who you're going to be.
Yes.
You start to form into your own ideas and your own. You want to do your own things and you want to be with your life changes about that age when your hormones start because you want to do different things, right? You don't want to hang out with your parents all the time. You'd rather sit in your room and talk on your phone and do all the things. So I think that's when you figure out a lot of life and who you want to be.
Well, and so like 13 through 18 is a big chunk, and people are probably going to say, well, this sounds, of course, your lifestyle changes, but when you're 18, then you're supposed to be out of the house. And then the next chunk is like 18 to 25, and then 25 to 40. But it's because you have massive, I feel like at those ages, there are massive changes, which is why...
massive changes in your fucking life.
Oh, yeah, but that's why we broke them into these chunks.
Right, yeah. So 0 to 13, we'll say, is the best years for a parent.
Oh, it's so much fun because they still like us. Ella is 14 and she still likes us.
Which you're lucky.
Charlie's 9 and she hates my guts.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm kidding, but she fucking gives me a run for my money.
Yeah, what does she say your name is? Tim?
Tony,
yeah. She calls him fucking Tony to piss him off.
And she knows it's going to piss me off.
And she does it on purpose. She's not dumb. She's like, yeah, Tony.
Yeah, she's very... And Tony, if you looked at me like she does it too, you know.
Yeah. So these are supposed to be the good years, right? 0 to 13, you really get to interact with your kids. And you're molding them, too. You're molding them into the people you want them to be, right? And then you hope that by that time you have given them good everything. Good intentions, good structure, good, morals. And then let's call it 14, they start, going out and doing their own thing and hanging out with friends. In high school is different, right? I mean, like your whole, everything changes. Those are wild years for kids because you kind of get left alone. You kind of get left alone to figure it out.
Right. So, middle school is terrible. And everyone will say middle school is terrible because between 11 and 13 and now even younger, like girls are starting to get their periods at like 9 and 10 years old.
Wild.
But they're
fucking wild.
Like 11 to 13, you're all terrible.
Yeah.
You're fucking gangly. Your feet are huge. You have acne. All of a sudden, you start to smell.
Time. Yeah.
You got to wear deodorant.
You got to shave your armpits.
But you're still a fucking kid. You got to. If you're a girl, you're shaving your armpits and legs, and you're doing all this stuff, and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And you're just. It's like any horror movie when the blob like turns into a human. That's you. You're coming out of this weird cocoon, and all of us are just like watching you go. As an older person, you go. Just get through it.
Yeah, tracks. Yeah, don't worry.
So once you hit 13, though, you're like, okay, I've kind of gone out of this weird pupa stage. Yeah. Like, I'm getting ready to turn into a butterfly. Yeah. And you're still changing and growing, but I think by 13, you kind of have more grasp on your hormones. Right. And you understand the changes now, and you're kind of like...
Yeah, you kind of have a handle on it. Yeah.
But then you start to focus more on the social aspect of your life.
Because then at that age, that matters.
Yes.
How popular you are, how many friends you have, what clothes you're wearing. I mean, it all... And I don't know how we don't ever get past that as a society, but that's when all of that shit matters. And people make fun of other people and they bully other people for things. Yeah. And it's fucking wild. But that's that time of life. Like, that's what you go through.
Yeah, but I think, too, my parents had a very good standpoint, and they said, look, we don't want to influence your personality.
Right.
Which I think is a great thing as
100%.
As a parent. They were like, look, these are the rules we want you to abide by.
Yeah.
And we want you to do this, but they just said, just live inside these parameters, and you can do what you want.
Right.
Like, I got huge into punk rock. Mm-hmm. And my buddy Drew, I grew up with, had an 18-inch fucking mohawk and a safety pin through his nose in high school. And I mean, full bondage pants, the leather jacket with the studs and the patches. And I wanted to look like Drew, but I was an ROTC, and I did all this kind of shit. But I still loved punk rock, and my dad was like, oh, this guy with a mohawk.
Yeah, Drew gets fucking trouble.
But Drew graduated like 4.2.
Yeah.
He owns his own, he does like natural healing stuff, like acupuncture, all that kind of stuff.
Really? Okay.
Drew started out incredibly successful, all that kind of stuff. So my dad was like, look, you can have your friends. If they get too fucking wild and I see you're going down the wrong path, I'm going to stop you from doing that. Sure. But outside of that, I'm going to let your personality be what it's going to be.
Right.
But you're going to live within some of my parameters. Right. So we're trying to do the same thing with the kids. And I always try to teach, like, I screwed this up. Like, maybe don't do this because it's going to make it harder for you.
And we never listened, but my parents were right about everything.
Oh, my God. I called my dad one day from college, and he's like, what's up? How are we doing, son? I was like...
having a moment.
Yeah, I'm having a moment. I just want to tell you that you're right. And he's like, oh, about what? I'm like, don't fucking play coy with me, you asshole. He's like,
oh, what did I say?
But that was funny. That was the 13 to 18 age range. I mean, you're like you said, you're making your core friend group. Yeah. You're figuring out what you want to be. And I really think in 13 to 18 has a huge, it sets a huge direction for your life.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's when you make up a lot of who you want to be and what you want to be in life. Mm-hmm. Because, at 13, obviously, you're not like, oh, I want to do this. But, towards the end of high school and stuff, you're like, hey, I've got to make decisions here. Am I going to join the military? Am I going to go to college? Am I going to get a job? I mean, you really start to... Because you have to come into your own. You're an adult now.
But you're able to take an interest into something.
Right. And fuck it up. Yeah. You make mistakes early because you can bounce back from those.
But my parents, too, were never like... My dad was never like, you're going to fucking play baseball.
Right.
And made me play baseball to live vicariously through me.
Have you heard...
And we have some friends that have done that. But
have you heard that people are intentionally holding their kids back so they can play in high school longer and be older and better than everybody else so they can get scouted?
It doesn't shock me. And I'll take you another step. So Ella plays club volleyball.
Yeah.
And... we're laughing and joking. We're talking with the other parents, and it's a good time.
Right.
It's more structured than rec. They're doing well. But these other parents are like, well, they scout out of club and not high school.
Right.
And these parents we're like, oh, yeah, that's cool, yeah. And they're like, oh, no. Like,
yeah.
They have other kids in private lessons. They're doing all this stuff. There are some of them that have, like, kids that are doing a serious amount of this club volleyball stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is an investment.
This is, you are hoping that your kid goes all the way.
And mind you, part of our wanting our kids to do something, number one, you want your kids, they need time to be taken up by positive activities.
Yeah, they need something rather than sitting in the house for sure.
Yeah, so we want them to do that. But the other thing, too, is like, hey, like, fucking college is expensive.
Yeah.
Like, I think San Marcos, my niece got accepted to San Marcos. My sister was saying it's like $23,000.
And that's not a big university. You went to Arizona State.
Yeah, I went to Arizona State.
Can you imagine what Arizona State costs these days?
Oh, dude. It was $6,000 a semester for me for tuition.
Yeah.
So, as a parent looking at that, like a 4-year college career, if you'll call it, if they don't get a scholarship or they don't get grants or anything like that,
some kind of help,
it's at least $100,000.
Oh yeah, no question.
But these parents are setting their kids up because they're like, yeah, we kind of want them to get a scholarship, like a full ride to a university, so they can do their sport and get paid for it. And if they don't go on after that and become Olympic athletes, who cares? But if it pays for your college...
Right. You do whatever you want now.
And this is the thing about trying to, like, talk to your kids and being older.
Right.
I graduated from Arizona State in 2004, and I had $20,000 in student loans.
That's not bad. There's kids out there who have $300.
And my parents said, we paid everything we could. This is yours. However you want to pay it, you can do it. My sister went and worked for a company called Maricor Vista, and they paid her nothing. She got paid minimum wage, but one of the things was at 1 year we pay off X amount of dollars of your student loans. Okay. At 2 years or 3 years, and I want to say if it was at 3 to 5 years, they would pay off like half of your student loan debt. Okay. My sister-in-law works, she got her master's in public health. Yeah. She's incredibly smart, very successful. She works for a hospital and worked for one here in LA, and now works for one in Colorado because they will help pay for her student loans. But they'll pay
hers have got to be out of this fucking world.
She got a master's degree from UCLA. That's a house in a lot of states. But she went to
close to a house here.
But she went to work for one of these companies. We're like, we're not going to pay you a whole lot of money, but in 5 years we're going to pay off $100,000 of your student loans.
Perfect. I'll take it.
I'll fucking take it. Yeah. That's a sign of maturity. That's a sign of somebody that's growing older. And I think I graduated college at 22. Okay. Right before I turned 23. And I think that's the age now. So that's like our next age bracket is like the 18 to 25. Right. And I think it's because, like, so you went in the military. You did 6 years?
I did 8.
You did 8?
Yeah.
So the standard, if you don't go into a special program like the nuke program, is 4 years. If you go to the nuke program with the Navy, I think they want to do 6 years because you got to do 2 years of school.
And if you have to do 2 years of school. And I think in school they try to trick you for a promotion to E5 where you sign up for like another 2 or 4 and they make you an E5.
And they give you a big
and they give you a bonus. Fucking outrageous like $100,000 bonus.
My buddy outrageous. Did that and got that, and that's a different story. But so we talk about the 18 to 25 age range because if you go to the military, you go to high school. Yeah. You start at 18. By 22,
yeah, you can be out. You can be out.
You're either out or you are reevaluating your life in the military.
Yeah, and if you're in that range right now and you need to look at the economy, there's a lot of things to look at because staying in is easy. Like it's a no-brainer, man. You get your paychecks on the 1st and 15th, you got food, you got housing, you got clothing. I mean, like you are fine. And it is a very scary move to get out. But if you look at all the things around you, and even when I got out, dude, I didn't really have a plan. I'm like, I'm going to just go hang out. Like, I'll figure it out when I get there. Yeah. But it was a scary fucking transition, man. There's a lot of unknowns because just because you're a vet doesn't guarantee you a job, doesn't guarantee you a good paying job. Like, nothing is fucking promised. I started at $14 an hour. Yeah. And they didn't want to give me overtime, dude. I was making nothing. I think I got my first paycheck. It was like $430 something. And I looked at JJ and I said, we're not going to make it.
Right.
Like this it's poverty. I mean, like, and I was, fresh out of the military and thought, like, I can get a good job and all this shit. And, I thought, I'm going to be a firefighter. And when I got out, they were like, no. Affirmative action, you're not even a fucking candidate. You
Oh, no.
You can get on the list, but there's 5,000 of you that are never going to make it.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, back fucking playing. Like, what else now?
So it's funny you bring up, your experience in the military too, because if you do 20 years in the military, if you go in at 18 and you get out at 38,
you're still young.
I'm still 38
young to date.
You're still young.
Fucking yeah, I can be retired.
But you have a pension. Like, you're retired and you have a steady paycheck
forever.
You have benefits. You have everything forever. And I remember being 18 and thinking,
yeah.
When you're 18, though, 20 years
is forever.
That's double your life plus some.
Yeah.
And being, 44, I can look back and go, fuck, that was a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
But you could have a pension. I'm 44. I could have had a pension for fucking 6 years. Yeah. And I could be...
That's David, dude. David's got 2.5 years left.
And the military, a lot of people don't realize this, too, is like the unions that we work with, like plumbers, carpenters... pipe fitters, masons, all this kind of stuff. If you're a union laborer or a union employee, your union has certain restrictions on what you can do after you retire from their union.
Really?
So if you're like a carpenter,
okay,
you can retire from the carpenters union, but they go, okay.
Can't be a carpenter anymore?
No, you can't be a carpenter anymore.
Well, because you don't want to do this anymore for us. You're not going to go somewhere else and do it.
Right. So you can go work
at the mafia, bro.
But you could go work at Home Depot. You can be an inspector.
Right.
You can do this, so they limit that. If you do 20 years in the military, they go, thank you for your service. Here's your pension.
And then you can get a government contract and come back and do the exact same thing you're doing.
Yeah.
And they call them GS jobs. You can do it and make the higher pay scale as a civilian to do what you've already been doing, and you have all the connections.
And you have a pension. You have a paycheck.
Yeah.
So these are things that we don't think about when we're younger.
Yeah. No. It's the fast life, man. Like, everything's got to be now. Everything, I want it now. I gotta have it. I want this thing. I want that thing. I want to be cool. I want to look cool. I want to this, that, and the other. You play that game probably till you're 25, honestly.
Oh, yeah. So we put 18 to 25. I put 18 to 25 because 18 to 22, I was in college.
Yeah.
I came back 22 to 24. I had a job.
Yeah.
But I was partying hard because I have a job that I know I can go to, and it's a 8 to 3:30.
Yeah, easy.
Or 8 to 4:30. It's an easy job. It's a no-brainer. But I don't have homework. I don't have assignments.
Right.
You don't have this component of college with you anymore.
Right.
So I can fucking party. And
I can fuck off. Yeah.
I can fuck off.
Yeah.
So 18 to, 22 to 24. And then after 24, you start to realize, like, I don't like being here in the bar. Like what we were talking about earlier about like day drinking. At 25, I remember being 25 and being in a bar.
Yeah.
And being like, I don't want to be here.
Well, I used to hate checking my paycheck or checking my bank account and having no money.
Yeah.
Like that for me was my turning point where I was like, I've got to do something else. This isn't fucking working.
But $100, I mean, back in the day.
Oh, back in the day, $100 get you anywhere.
Yeah, but still $100 bar tab.
Oh, bro, that will wreck you.
On Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. Like,
you're poor.
That's $300. I can't eat.
No. Yeah, I can't put gas in my car.
I can't put gas in my car and all that kind of shit. So you actually have to start to.
Yeah, you have. Yeah,
balance the budget.
How important is it to not eat top ramen this week?
Oh, but I do remember, like, I just don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah,
I don't care. You're 21, and it's so funny. You sound like so much older. Like, I'm 25 and you're 21, and like, I mean, you're not really that much more mature.
But those 4 years of learning life and experiences, that's one thing that especially the next age group from 25 to 40, your life experiences totally change your outlook on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you buy your first fucking house, you have one rager and your friend breaks your fucking door, hits a hole in your wall, you're done.
But you have to fix that.
That's yours now.
And if you can't do it, are you going to pay somebody who, pretty much anybody, $65 an hour?
Oh, yeah, right now, for sure.
Like a plumber?
Yeah.
If somebody comes in and they break your fucking sink.
Oh, dude, can you imagine if you don't know how to shut off the water to your house and you bust a pipe?
oh my God. And it turns into everything else from there. Like wet drywall, mold, all that kind of shit.
No, you walk away from your house right now. Like you'll never recover from that.
No, but these are the things that all of a sudden you start to fucking think about.
Yeah.
And when we talked about kids earlier, right? So between 30 and 40 is really when you're having kids, right? I think
most
everybody
people getting married, settling down.
Married by like 30 is kind of a 30-ish is kind of a good number, and then you start the kids and that kind of stuff, and neither one of us, I don't know anything past 44, so we're not going to run.
Yeah, so we're not going to try to pretend to tell you guys that it gets better or it gets easier. I don't know that this rat race ever ends, man. I would say for sure, set yourself up for the long run. Invest in yourself. You don't need that extra money. It's pre-tax, so you don't even miss it, dude. I think the difference in my paycheck, whether I put into my 401k or don't, is like $3. Like,
because it's pre-tax.
Yeah, because they're taxing it, and I'm losing that money. So it behooves me to put that money away in my tax shelter, and take that. And that's things that I think about now. Like, it's so much different being 38 now, and JJ's a little older than me. She's a couple days older than me. But I bought her a new washer. Right, our washer was shit.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm so excited. I'm like, we're old as fuck. Like, you care now about appliances and things that make your life easier. Whereas before, like, I remember when I lived with David back in the 2010, we didn't even have a washing machine. Like, I'd just buy new clothes and go out and party. Like, it was so fucking stupid, but that's the life that I lived. And now it's like, no, like I want a washer that connects to an app to my phone that tells me like, hey, don't forget that your laundry's in here because you don't want it to get moldy.
You'll nerd out on it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's fucking stupid.
One of my dearest friends, Greg, moved to Texas. Tattoo Greg.
Yeah.
Who's done all my shit.
Yeah. Did you get some work done recently?
Oh, yeah. I just had this one.
You got to touch up?
Brightened up. Touched up. Right before my dry tried.
Yeah.
Another
terrible decision as an adult. Yeah, 100%.
But Greg and I, we still talk all the time.
Yeah.
We talk about a bunch. The weather.
Yeah,
the weather
is crazy,
dude. But it's part of every one of our conversations.
Yeah,
and it's funny because I look back at this and I go, "This is like an old man thing."
Yeah,
like it's an old man thing.
It's like talking to your dad.
It is. Yeah. It's like talking to my dad. Yeah. You can be like, dude, the world dad I ran is like, I know, but it's been awfully cold here.
Yeah, it's been really hot,
and
then it gets really cold.
Like, bring the conversation back, talk about the weather
and
how weird it is, and then you can go to the world event that's actually fucking
100%,
happening.
100%.
And it's funny, I have these conversations with Greg, and I'm like, dude, we're at like the weather stage of our relationship, and it's funny to see that.
Yeah,
I'll be 45
in July.
I'll be 44 in July.
44, yeah.
And it's like, fuck, I'm at the weather stage.
Like, what's next? It's fucking terrifying that we're turning into our parents.
No, but all the things we laugh and joke about, like, I make involuntary noises when I do things now.
Oh, dude, when I get up or pick something up, bend over, oof, like, for what?
I don't need to.
No, I don't.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't affect me. Yeah. But I do it. I did it today.
Fucking time.
And I'm telling myself, don't fucking do it. And I picked something up and I was like, oh. Internal conversation. I'm saying, Jack, don't fucking make the noise. Yeah. But I did it. And then I got up and I'm like...
Every time I drop something, I'm like, fuck, I'm going to do it, aren't I? Like, are you okay? Hunter, are you okay, Dad? Like, yeah, I don't know why I make the sound. It's just mandatory now.
Dude, it is. Like, with me telling myself, don't fucking do it.
Yeah. It's a fucking stage that we all hit, which is funny because we all live the same lives. It's just like... just bred into you. Like, you have to do it. It's fucking wild, man.
And so there are things that I say that are my dad.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Or my mom. In and out of me. And it just comes out. And Kendra now's like, that's your dad. And she'll like point out that. I'm like, I know it's my dad. Don't fucking tell me I know. But I can't stop it. It just like happens. I'm like, oh. And
yeah, there it is.
It's fucking there and you go.
Yeah. But it's a good point. It's valid. Whatever it is, it's valid.
It's valid. Yeah. And it's because I go, you know what, I'm not going to fucking do this. I don't do this. But you're going to do it.
You are.
You are going to become your parent.
Yeah. Slowly but surely. It's inevitable.
Unless there are, obviously those people that have parents that are, abusive and mean and do all that crazy shit. Those people don't generally turn into that. Yeah. But if your parents are semi-adjusted, normal...
Yeah.
you're going to be them. And look at them and kind of go, you're going to be both of them.
Right.
Right? You're not going to be probably one more than the other. You're going to be them, but you are going to do this. You are going to say things, and you're going to look behind you and go, Where's my dad? Was that dad?
Where's my dad?
No, that was fucking you.
Yeah.
And that just happened.
So up here, the last thing that we have is advice for younger self. So younger children out there, I'm going to tell you this right now. Fix it now. If something hurts now, if you have a broken something or a sprained something or a joint that doesn't work properly, fix it now, because you don't want to be 60 and not be able to use your fucking hands because you broke a knuckle and you didn't fix it.
Yes.
Fix it now.
Yep.
It will fucking benefit you later in life. Like, that is the best advice that I can give you, because, like, I deal with shit now. It's shit that I just, like, sucked it up before, you know, like, I'll be fine. And then I'm like, man, my elbow really hurts, you know, or my this or my that, or fucking, my shoulder hurts when it's cold outside, you know, like, there's just things that fucking hurt later that as a kid you don't realize. You're like, I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I dislocated my shoulder, but I popped it back in. Like, if you dislocate your shoulder 3 times, you have to have surgery to fucking fix that.
You now have a loose shoulder.
Yeah, that can pop out at any time.
Yeah. Jerett and I have lived the same life.
Yeah. So advice to young self, and advice to the youngsters out there who are listening to us, and even the people our age. If you are not already heavily investing in yourself, do it.
Yes. Because
at the end of this rat race that we call life, there's going to be a time where you want to be done, and and you want to have enough money to take care of yourself forever, because you don't want to have to work forever, and realistically, these days you can't.
Right, and I'll piggyback on that and say it's really a lot easier to recover financially if you make some moves and make some investments when you don't have a wife and kids and mortgage and house and all that kind of shit. Do that now. Yeah. And invest in yourself is probably the best thing I could say.
100%.
I would say live for today.
1,000%.
But plan for tomorrow.
Yeah. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean you can't have fun.
I wish I could go back and tell myself this, because it was like I needed to have so much fun in that day.
Yeah.
Because like what Pop's saying, what you say is that tomorrow's not promised.
Right. 100%. But tomorrow's still going to be there if you're there.
Yes.
And it's going to cost you.
And for most of us, tomorrow is still going to be there. Yeah. And a lot more tomorrows are still going to be there.
Yeah, we got a lot of tomorrows.
You can have so much fun.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go to that extreme.
No.
Like, have a great time, be in the moment, experience all those moments. And it's funny, I'm saying this now because these are probably the conversations I'm going to have with my oldest daughter here shortly. Experience those things.
Yeah.
Live that life.
It's part of life. It's all part of life.
But the one thing I think that our parents did, my dad especially, and I don't know if Pops did with you, but didn't have as open of lines of communication. If like, hey man, you go to a party. My dad was always like, I will take you, I'll drop you off, I don't care. He was dad Uber before Uber ever fucking existed. And he did. He took me to parties and picked me up and made fun of me and all that kind of stuff. 100%. But he was never like if you feel like you're getting too deep into this, or something is happening, or you're just wanting to do this too much all the time, if you feel like this is a problem, you should let me know or talk to me.
Yeah.
He never gave that. I mean, I'm not saying that he wouldn't, but I think I would talk to my kid and be like, I want you to have all these good times and do all this kind of stuff. But if you feel like it's getting pushed too far, let me know.
Yeah. We need to have open lines of communication. And we need our kids to know that they can talk to us about stuff and not be embarrassed and not think we're going to judge them. And I think that's kind of where we are now with our kids is letting them know, like, you can talk to us. Like, and I tell Hunter all the time, like, if you tell me something, I'm not going to get mad at you. I will help you in your situation or whatever it is. But if you don't tell me and I found out later, I'm going to be upset.
Well, and it's for being a dad with daughters, and a daughter that's now 14.
Yeah. Oof.
We laugh all the time.
You have very hard conversations coming soon.
I do. But we laugh all the time, and I hold true to the statement, like, if you have a daughter and they're having a problem with a boyfriend, we'll sort them out.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you listen to this and you want some help, we know a bunch of people. A bunch of people will come. We will just show up and we'll help out.
I know. kids in the 16, 17-year-old range, and I know adults. So, so you just make a phone call.
Oh, yeah. But being a dad
Yeah.
and having daughters and having to be fair and objective, I go, look, if you want to have sex with a boy, that's up to you.
That's your call, not his.
That's your call, not his.
Yeah.
And you need to understand that these are the repercussions.
Yeah,
it could be a great time and you can have a fun time, but if you get pregnant now, have to have a child. If you're going to have an abortion, if you get an STD,
right?
If they try to push themselves on you and you can't stop them, like these are all the things, and I have to arm my daughters with as many tools as they have, and I have to put a leash on myself and pull me back and go, okay, Jack. You just got to let them do it.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing for me growing up is like, I want to tell you all the mistakes I made so you don't make them, but and then you kind of give them to them and you just have to stand there and watch it happen.
Yeah.
And it's fucking
terrifying. It's fucking terrifying.
And I have all the faith and confidence in both my girls in the world, but you just have to go, you know what? I think as a decent parent, go, okay.
Yeah.
It is your life now to live.
Yeah.
Here you go. And that's probably one of the hardest things I think it is to learn as you age, and especially if you have kids, is to trust them to just move forward and go, okay, you guys got it. I'm gonna reel the restrictions back, and I'm just gonna provide you kind of like a wide berth. And these, like we said earlier, these are my parameters you need to live within, but I'm going to allow you to live your life how you're going to, and we're going to see where it goes.
100%. What do you say we put this one to bed?
I think we did.
All right. Hey, everybody, as always, check in on your friends, please.
Yes.
The more and more I talk to people, the more and more that I hear other people's stories, man, it just goes to justify the fact that everybody has something. So just because, you think you're alone, you're not. Reach out. Help somebody, help yourself. I mean, like, just fucking be there for people, be good friends, and take care of your kids, man. Like, I'll tell you a crazy story about somebody that I work with later, but checking on your friends, be good people. Everybody out there, be safe, man. Take care of yourselves. And I've been Jerett.
I've been Jack.
And this is Shattered Wisdom Podcast, and you motherfuckers are welcome.